All right, well, let's start kind of going over the watch list and see if we can get dialed in here on something worth trading. So, haven't taken any trades yet. I'm in my retirement account right now. So, if I take trades today, they will be to the long side and the gains will be tax free. Of course, as have been almost all of my gains this year, uh, probably only well less than $5,000 has been taxable income this year. Uh, so in my trading account, so that's pretty good. The rest has been tax free. So trying to grow that retirement account. So on the overall market, I can keep buying the dip and averaging in, which is cost basis averaging. I mean, that's the way to do it. You just keep adding $25,000, $50,000 a month, and you do it whether the market's up, whether the market's down, and you do it for 10 years, 15 years, as long as you possibly can. And then you've got something you can really work with in retirement. So that's the way I approach that. I'm not trying to pick the bottom or time it or get in or get out or anything like that for long term. It's just cost basis averaging in month after month. So this month has been pretty good for me as far as day trades are concerned. I'll pull up my metrics. Actually, I haven't imported the last few days of trading, so maybe let me do that real quick, and then we can go over the metrics. So where we're sitting right now today, kind of a weak gap scanner. Overall market's gapping down, which has kind of been the case. I mean, the last like 2 weeks we've been on a leg down, trending down in the market. We've got the support level at 362, and we've got psychological support down there for a triple bottom at 362. Of course, we could break below that level, certainly, and then we would be watching probably around the psychological 350 level. It's a really big number, so probably watch that. But you know, in spite of the market selling off this week, there have still been a number of good opportunities. So my thought today is, as always, it only takes one. So I'm just going to be patient and try to find the one that looks good and then trade that one. So, that just means right now sitting tight, looking at some of these stocks that are popping up and saying, nah, I don't think so. I think I'm going to wait for something a little stronger to come along. So the leading gap this morning is SONX. The price is $1.30. So it's a cheaper stock. Usually these cheaper stocks I don't do particularly well on. You have to take larger positions, but then larger positions cost more in commissions to take the trades. So I just don't find that I usually do as well on them. And for being a breakout trader, it's hard to get big breakouts on those lower price stocks. You really have to be a trader that just rides the trend. And I rarely have the patience to do that. So SONX is not it for me. Ruby, well, basically the same issue here. It's 58-cent stock. So that one's not going to work either. So that one I'm going to skip over. NAOV is also a 55-cent stock, and NUWE is a 70-cent stock. So we've got four cheap stocks leading the way. LITM is $2.62, but as you can see, it is below the volume weighted average price. So I'd wait for it to get back above that level. At this point right now, probably just, I don't know, leave it alone. So that's LITM, HHGC. This one, sort of a wild chart. Not really sure what this all was about. All the way up to a high of 1674. Let's see, HHGC. Hmm. Second. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. I think for right now, I'll just leave it alone. I'm not totally sure about that. It's a little bit of a funny one. If it starts to get back up, maybe, you know, there'll be something worth looking at, but I don't know. It's below VWAP right now. It's a little on the riskier side, I think. So put it on a side chart. It has the only thing it has going for is that it's got the range. So it's had a pretty big range. So if it starts to open up, maybe worth watching. Okay, so MSGM, 69-cent stock. So that's another cheaper one. No interest in that. I wonder if there's anything that you guys see that I've overlooked, perhaps a continuation stock, or I've got continuation scanner right here. Sava, well, I've traded Sava before. It's obviously a higher price stock, which is not my only issue with it. It's been one that's been a little unforgiving. I've taken some pretty good sized losses trading Sava before. So I know that it can be very whippy. Makes me a little nervous. I see CANO is a continuation stock. Yep. Yeah, float 149 million shares. So it's a higher float. It's buyout rumors. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to be the one either. Interesting, but probably not going to be one that I would go for. I think your float is a little too high on that. Pixie, let's see how that held up yesterday. So it had a pretty impressive squeeze at the open from 14 up to 22, and it held around 17. So not bad. I'm not sure if it's going to really give any more opportunities, but all right. So my trade's just finished importing here. So this is where I sit on the week. I did hit my weekly goal on Wednesday. So pretty much everything on Thursday was just icing on the cake, and anything that I can make today would be, you know, additional. So sitting at about $30,000 of profit on the week. I did cross over my monthly goal of 100 grand. So I'm over the monthly goal, and I'm just trying to add some more cushion. Had a couple of slow days, you know, here and there. Today maybe another one, but trying to just focus on consistency. We've got about 40 minutes to the opening bell. Good morning. Yeah, PRST. You had that big move, and then you had a break of VWAP, sold off, curled back up, pulled back. So held that descending, was resistance, became support. Bigger spreads on it, lighter volume. So yesterday, you know, was sort of a tricky day. We had a lot of false breakouts. Not a lot really held super well. So something to be aware of today. Yeah, my hotkeys for TD Ameritrade, I can find that for you. Let's see. So that I posted as a free YouTube video right there. So I'll post this. There you go. That was for a Day Trade Dash member. Let's see. So, and I'll put this here. This I'll post in the so this video timing entries and exits while day trading has been pretty popular. So if you want to check that out, you could bookmark that and come back to it. Hey, Alex, good morning. Hey, Benzie. Hi, Max. Well, Chris, we could have a who wins that, and then who's the shortest who is profitable. So you'll have the two extremes. But just curious if there's a correlation between height and profitability. So the shortest day trader and the tallest day trader. Those are two metrics that we haven't been tracking, and that's a tough one. Oh yeah, Horseman. Yeah. Where is he? He's up there. Yeah, I see him. Oh, is it the same? Sorry, let me get the entries and exits. There you go. All right, so we're coming up to the top of the hour. So at the top of the hour, I'll be watching to see if there's any breaking news. There's always the possibility that we'll have a headline. It is Friday, so we may not see as many fresh headlines today. We may end up working more with continuation, setups, and things like that. Larissa, there's someone on YouTube asking about you. His name is William. Yeah, he wants to know how you're doing. She's doing well, as far as I can tell. He says he's got a little picture of you that he keeps next to his desk. My goodness. Well, she's making her way towards the hopefully 25K badge at some point. But, you know, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And I know she's still working, so it's a kind of good situation to be in. I was just looking over the class that Danny's working on, and he talks about his first, his first few months of trading, and he did such a good job tracking his metrics. So he had daily. Let's see. He had a stretch here where his first month of trading, he was trading with an average of 140 share positions. So like really small positions. I mean, he was like so disciplined about trading with small size, taking it slow. And so naturally, the profits are sort of slow to follow there. But he's made over, he's crossed the six figure. He's 100K profit trader so far and still growing. And, that's that's great. Slow and steady. It's the right way to start. Other traders come in, they go big right away, and it works for some, which is awesome. You've got to have a higher risk tolerance. You've got to have a little bit more money you can afford to lose and things like that. But for some, it works. But there's nothing wrong with the slow and steady approach. And I know that that's something that Larissa's working on, and Danny's done it as well. And, those are the traders that are going to be around for a lot longer because they're not going to blow out their accounts, right? Because they're managing their risk. So you got to manage your downside risk. And sometimes that means you're capping your upside potential a little bit. And that's that's kind of a business decision in a way. Day trading is a business, and you've got to make that business decision of how bad you want it and how it fits in with the other things you're doing. So if you already have a 9-to-5 job that you like and you enjoy, and this is just potentially adding a little icing to the cake, then the stress is kind of low. If it takes you 3 years before you really make anything that's enough to maybe supplement in a meaningful way your other job, that might be okay. It's different for everyone. For some people, they wouldn't have the patience to stick with it for that long and not produce, more substantial gains, but everyone's different. So anyways, I have a lot of respect for those that have the patience to play the kind of long game when it comes to trading. Okay, so there's 9 a.m. is come and gone. So right now we're still kind of in this grind, waiting for something that looks more interesting. Got this little pep talk for you guys, which hopefully will help you a bit today. Let's see.
There's 2 types of people in this world. There's winners and there's losers. Just so that we're clear,
hold on.
every time.
I might have to adjust my my noise gate on this.
There's 2 types of people in this world. There's winners and there's losers. And just so that we're clear, every time we step on this field, our goal is to be a winner. And if your dad said, oh, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, just as long as you have fun, well, I hate to say it, your dad's a loser.
All right, guys, so there's winners and there's losers. You got to think about it. Which one are you? Well, today it doesn't feel like any of us are going to be big winners because things look pretty slow. But on the other hand, it only takes one. So if we end up seeing one that starts to open up, you're going to have a lot of traders sitting here looking to bite, right? We know that that's the way the market is. So if you have a stock that starts to open up with a lot of traders watching it, or with a lot of traders scanning and looking for something moving, you'll probably see some attention on that one stock. Our leading gapper right now is 44%. It's SONX. So by the way, to those over on YouTube who are just tuning in, thank you for being here. Reminder as always, trading is risky. My results aren't typical, so make sure you take it slow. Practice a simulator before you put real money on the line. Don't try to blindly follow me or anyone else. And is there anything else that I have to remind you of? Try to manage your risk. Take it slow. All right. So, the broadcast for Day Trade Dash and Warrior Pro members is ultra low latency, has no ads. So on YouTube, the broadcast is going to be a little bit delayed because we run the ads and YouTube doesn't have the same speed broadcasting system that we have, that we use. We use something that we actually developed ourselves to be ultra low latency. And it does cost quite a bit of money. So, you know, every minute that I'm streaming and to every person that's connected to my broadcast costs me significantly more money than using lower latency, lower speed broadcasting architecture. So we spend that money to give you guys a good experience. And thank you as always for tuning in. So we've got about 23 minutes to the opening bell, and right now, leading gapper SONX, it's up 44%, but it's only $1.31. So it's a little bit of a cheaper. It's a little bit of a cheaper one. So, you know, that's not interesting to me right now. NAOV, 56 cents, that's too cheap. Ruby, 58 cents, that's too cheap. LITM is only up 17.39%, which isn't bad, but it's below volume weighted average price. So that's a little bit of a problem. Let's see. So the top 4 or 5 gappers, HHGC below VWAP, the top 4 or 5, there's not a lot there that's looking interesting. So now we can take a look at the continuation scanner over here. ATXI continuation scanner. These are stocks that have just made big moves in the last couple weeks, and sometimes it's just worth keeping an eye on and seeing, is this, what's the position? Is it worth looking at anymore? There's different ways that you can sort them. I'm just sorting by the biggest range in the last 2 weeks, and then I can clearly see where in that range it is. This is at the bottom of the range. I'm not going to trade it. SHPH, this one's at the bottom of the range as well. I'm not going to trade it. NRBO, this one popped up a bit yesterday, but it's got some resistance around the 200 moving average, is the simple and exponential, so those are both a problem. BCAN, this one has sold off a bit. Had a nice pop yesterday from 320 to 5 midday, but missed that. YOSH, overall market popping up just a little bit right now also off of the lows. It's interesting. SPRO. So a lot of stocks that have had pretty big ranges. SPRO, so annoying. Yeah, you ended up getting, look at that move. Oh, man. Wouldn't have expected that. Chris, did you trade that during that move, or were you already done by then? I didn't see where you finished yesterday. I got stopped early on it. Sava, right? See, that's what I'm telling you. I told you I don't like that stock. That thing is a disaster. It's always something with Sava. Nice. Good job, Chris. 4,000. That's a good day. Let's see. Pixie. Yeah, I can go over my monthly stats a little bit here. I'll go over them. Let me just keep going through the watch list first, and then we can go over those once I've gone everything. So yeah, Pixie, nice move yesterday, sold off, but then rallied back up into the close. Held up relatively well. It's a continuation stock, so it's worth watching. Just side chart, you never know, but not sure. Okay, so that's Pixie. Yeah, so I don't really see anything on the continuation scan. ATXI, this was a reverse split. You got a nice move on that yesterday and then a little bit more this morning, but then it's pulled back a bit. So I don't know. We'll see. Not sure if that's going to give us anything else. Yeah, SPRO. I don't think I'll go for that one again. I think I'll leave it alone. So HHGC, Pixie, PRST, ATXI, those are a couple of wild card stocks. They each have, fairly large amounts of range. PRST, NRBO. PRST, I kind of thought if it breaks over, I don't know, maybe like 550, 575, that maybe we would get a move up towards 615 and then back up towards 7, but not sure about that. Yeah, KOLD, natural gas, it's an ETF. ATXI, the high back there was 73. I'm going to take a starter of that, but I only got filled 300 shares. I guess I'll just take the 300 off the table and see if I can take another trade on it. So filled at 74. And what I was kind of looking at there, I was like, if it breaks through that level right there of 73, but it's just one of those times where I only filled a small position. So now if it breaks through 645 is the 200. 645 is volume weight average price on the 1 minute. So you've got 69 there, and I'm flat on it, $42 of profit. It's a bummer I didn't get my whole order filled, but we'll see. Needs to get over 6. It's a little bit of a riskier trade, but I saw some green coming in on the tape there, and so I punched it, but only a partial fill. Above VWAP is going to be safer for sure. I'll leave that one on the side. LITM coming up a little bit. LITM starter there for me. You could see as soon as it starts to pull away, look at that move. Added at 88. Now looking to see if it breaks through 90. So there's 90 coming up. Small profit again on this one. It needed to break through 90. New orders 290. So holding 1,000 shares. It's a break of VWAP setup, by the way. About 234,000 shares of volume there on that candle as it breaks VWAP. We'll see if it can move a little higher. New orders at 290. So a break of VWAP, sometimes we'll get a retest, which would be around 277, and then we look for that curl through that level. The high is 89, so I'll put my new order at 89. I did add 1,000 shares at 89, but then it didn't break over 90 and took profit at 86. Looking to add back though, watching here. I only have $324 of profit on it, so it's obviously not a big winner yet. That's flat, 84, 85. It's a little false breakout on the 1 minute. So a couple small trades there. LITM is our third leading gapper right now. HHGC. Yeah. It's there's a flat bottom on that right around 32. It's on a side chart. Oh boy, here we go. That's enough, girl. That's enough, girl. So something like HHGC, let me just look at the level 2 on it. 36 by 49, 3,000 share seller at 49. And I manage my risk off the flat bottom, which is 32. But because it's lighter volume, stop might be closer to 11. So I'd have to manage my risk with smaller size on it. It's also below VWAP, but has some curling potential back up towards the 1267 VWAP. We've got about 11 minutes to the opening bell. LITM is still holding at the VWAP, right above it. $277 would be the retest. ATXI couldn't get over VWAP, but at least LITM is over VWAP. I'd want to see that seller on HHGC get bought up. So 2 small trades so far today. Nothing really clean. Nothing has really opened up in a big way. LITM having a little bit of a hard time. It's a 5-minute setup here, but we might be just getting a little too close to the open. So I think probably what's going to make sense is to watch to see between like 9:45 and 10:45 if we get some kind of late morning momentum. So that's kind of what I'll watch. We don't have a lot of, we don't really have anything on the gap scanner this morning that looks great. That's a nasty rejection there on LITM. So just kind of scraping a couple of small trades. The first 2 trades, they're a little telling on the day because neither of them were big winners. Neither of them really held up super well. Just scraped a small profit on both of them ultimately. HHGC isn't moving right now, so maybe the flat bottom just breaks down and it goes lower. We'll see. I don't know. But it's a side chart, so I have that one on watch in case it pops up. It certainly has room if it goes higher. And then, yeah, ATXI, that one needs to get over VWAP, so no, not really right now. We'll see if anything fresh pops up. Maybe we'll have a surprise, wild card Friday stock that starts to open up and gives us some opportunity. I'm not seeing it yet, but maybe that'll happen. So I'll keep an eye on scans, and we'll keep an eye on the chat room and see what folks are mentioning, what they're looking at. And hopefully we can find some good opportunities here as we get into the morning. All right, so that's kind of the game plan. This week was overall, solid, a little slow at times, but slowest day was on Tuesday. Really nice day on Monday. Tuesday was slow. Wednesday, Thursday, decent. Today, slow. But a small green day. I can work with that. Justin, I think that there was an issue, and it depends on the browser that you're on with the font. One more week left in September, and then we're rolling into October, Q4. So my focus right now is just trying to be consistent, hit base hits. Sometimes something starts to open up in a bigger way and I can size up on it, but that's been a little less common. Starter there on LTXI and added there at looking for the squeeze now on this up to VWAP. Let's see if we get the breakthrough volume weighted average price. So nice profit there, added at 19 and there's 25. So just doing kind of like quick scalp trades on this one, getting some profit and looking to see if we get the breakthrough VWAP going into the open. Watching for a dip and then the pop back up over 25. Let's see what this wants to give us. Holding 1,100 shares right now and flat the rest at 17. Maybe sold that a little too soon. Watching for I tried to sell half, but I guess I sold the whole thing. Hotkey mistake. And watching over 49 to add back. So right here, we're at the sort of resistance point. Dip at 34. Watching add there. Now watch add through 65 and 75. And let's see if we get an extension up to $7. As this starts to move a little bit faster, there's 75. Nice. Added at 74. Now looking for 85 and 95. There you go. There's 85. That's a little profit opportunity up there. So $1,100 so far on it. Not bad. Broke VWAP. So first attempt, no, didn't really work. Second attempt, got in for the second attempt at 6. It worked. Got a nice trade there. Got to move up to 645. Took profit a little too soon. Then took the break of VWAP at 650. We got to move there up to 680. We didn't get the break of 685, so I didn't get a chance to add up there. New order is at 7. And let's see if it can hold over volume weighted average price. If we can hold over VWAP, that sure would be nice. Dip at 47. Watching for small, like 10-cent scalps on those types of dips. So got profit at 54 and 51 off the dip. New order is at 596. I'll see if I can buy that dip. That's a bigger red candle though. That's a 50-cent candle right there. You don't love seeing that. We've got about 3.5 minutes to the opening bell. So we'll keep watching it. We'll see if it wants to give more opportunities. I'm interested in a dip off 6 on the one hand, but on the other hand, I'm like, well, it is breaking back below VWAP. Maybe I should just leave it. Let me just watch this to see how much it pulls back. So I had an order at 92, but yeah, so I guess that could have been a nice dip at 92 or 95, back up to 610, 615, right? That could have worked. I didn't take it. It pulled back enough that you got a 15-cent bounce. So for those tuning in on YouTube, I'll put a link right here for you guys to check out day trading in a bear market. All right, so there'll be a link right there to check out that episode. We're in a bear market right now, and I encourage you to watch it if you want to learn a little bit more about my bear market strategy that I'm trading every single day. As always, my results are not typical, but I'm happy to share with you the strategies that I trade, what I'm trading, what I'm looking at. My watch list today is kind of small, but I'm looking for anything that's showing a little sign of strength, and so far we've gotten a couple. So I'm sitting at about $1,500 in profit right now as we go into the open. All right, so make sure you check out Bear Market Strategy. It'll be right here, and I'll see you guys back at it on Monday morning. All right. Thanks as always for tuning in.